Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the After the Show podcast. Getting ready one more day after this, and then look out. Doing a little Thanksgiving vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be happening.
Turkey time.
Yeah. Excited. Looking forward to it. Some good stuff.
I got to buy some Thanksgiving stuff today because we're filming at Virginia's house. We're doing a mock Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I got to buy a bunch of bullshit today.
Can I give you my shopping list?
Yeah, I'll get you stuff while I'm out if you want. I'm going to be out there anyway.
What are you going to buy?
Just Thanksgiving shit, like food to put on the table. So you got,
You're not buying a turkey, are you?
Yeah, you need it for the shot. Absolutely.
You're buying a turkey?
I'm going to buy one that's already cooked, though.
Okay.
And then you guys can have it for dinner.
Damn.
Wow, that's nice.
It's pretty hooking up.
Guys buying you dinner.
Fuck yeah. Whatever you want brownies, I'll get you brownies. What do you need? What do the Snickies need?
No, my big ass does not need no brownies. I need the turkey.
All right.
Are we going to be doing our fun little game with suits and Thanksgiving food tomorrow?
We are.
Good.
Oh, maybe we can just...
We can poach from the props tonight.
Yeah, might as well.
It's all working out.
I love it.
Yep, that's how to do it. Yeah, I got suits tomorrow. We'll have him try to identify different traditional Thanksgiving foods by taste. We'll see. Will he actually know what green bean casserole tastes like?
See, that, honestly, if you blindfolded me and gave me green bean casserole, I may not know what that is. I don't ever eat that shit. What's exactly in that? Obviously, green beans.
Green beans. Some people use cream of mushroom soup. I prefer to make my own cream. So you use a Parmesan, you use whipping cream, you use milk, you use seasonings.
Okay.
You can make your own cream. You don't need to use the Campbell's soup cream of mushroom. It's just easier.
I love this. I'm not a big pumpkin guy, but she made me this pumpkin soup, Kev. Holy
like it?
shit, is this good?
Yeah, I know you're raving about it. You said it tastes like pizza.
It does taste like pizza sauce. I just want to slap this on some dough and just bite.
That is the freshest pumpkin soup. It is only like 6 ingredients. It's pumpkin, it's whipping cream, it's like salt.
What are you, the fucking Kanye of soups?
Butter.
It's the best pumpkin soup ever.
Well, I think sometimes when you just make it basic and simple, it's best.
Yeah.
Simple,
I'm
baby.
Basic and simple, so it works for me.
Yes.
Don't use those big pumpkins, though, to cook anything. You got to use the tiny pumpkins to roast.
I really do love soup. I love soup a lot. I don't realize how much I loved it, but I fucking love soup.
Talking a little bit about what you're going to watch for Thanksgiving, too, because there's a lot of Christmas movies. What do you do for Thanksgiving? And we were mentioning planes, trains, and automobiles. And somebody had texted in and said, yeah, there's some really funny scenes in planes, trains, and automobiles, but epic levels of cursing. Rocco's going to love it.
I don't remember a lot of cursing in that.
I don't remember either.
Rocco does
it's
love.
minimal.
He loves cursing.
He does, yeah. Has he been cursing again lately, or is he?
He's been good at school. I think he's learning that he can't pull that crap at school.
Okay.
But at home, it's a little bit more lax.
It is.
I think he's getting it.
Okay.
Because he told me the other day there was another kid, I won't say any names, a certain kid was dropping F-bombs on the playground.
Oh, boy.
And Rocco went and told the teacher.
Damn, you ratted him out?
We got a snitch?
We got to talk about that now.
No, this is good. I'm sorry. He can be a 4-year-old rat because he's learning that he can't talk like that at school. And so he calls out the behavior because it's unacceptable at school. I don't mind being a rat.
Rocco Snitchicky.
It's like the
Snitchicky.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
It is hard to say, but you have to practice it to get it ready. Snitchicky.
Damn, he's busting motherfuckers.
But it's good because he's learning this cannot be acceptable by anybody at school. And he's calling it out in others and in himself. He won't do it.
I don't know how I feel about I actually do know how I feel about this.
I don't care. I don't care about that little kid.
What the little kid?
It's a war out there, kid. Sorry.
Somebody also said Miracle on 34th Street is a great Thanksgiving movie. It starts with scenes from the Macy's parade.
Oh.
Yeah, there's some Twilight Zone stuff that they do some Thanksgiving stuff too.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of fun if you want to not jump all the way into the holiday stuff. I was talking about, because I'd seen this list, can't remember where I got it from, holiday movies you won't find on streaming services, and they were saying Elf and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Polar Express, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Those are all ones that I'm always watching.
I say it every year, man. That Rudolph, man, they were such a dick to him.
Yeah, they were. Charlie Brown Christmas, another one. But somebody said, yeah, no, the Jim Carrey Grinch is on Netflix right now. So they were saying that a few are on there. And actually, you're right. And I didn't mention that. The one I said is the Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And they say that from 1966. So, yeah, so you can stream the Jim Carrey one, but not the classic cartoon.
Old school Dr. Seuss, the character looking guy, he was creepy looking.
Yeah.
All long and lanky. And
Yeah, he was. Had a beer belly on him. It's kind of weird.
yeah, he did have a beer belly.
Yeah.
Get in line, brother.
Boy, listen to this. Vicky sent this. We did that topic on Facebook. This is crazy. She said, ruined Thanksgiving post. So I'm wondering if somebody can explain to me how somebody who's not a fan of your Facebook page can see a post I made yesterday on the question you posted about what family topic would ruin your Thanksgiving with your family. Yesterday, I posted it in the thread about my sister-in-law that keeps collecting dogs, 5 currently. One of the dogs attacked the other dog and killed it. This is why I don't want to bring my dogs to her house. And if this were to get brought up, my sister-in-law and her daughters would be mad and upset. Well, she and her kids live in Orlando, and they don't now listen to the show, so I figured they would never see this post because I thought you had to be a fan of the page in order to see it. Basically, her and my niece saw it, and now she is super upset.
Oh, no.
I text an apology, but in the same text also reiterated that I never hid my feelings about her dogs. Then before anyone else got to my husband, who was at work, I text him letting him know what had happened and that I was sorry. Needless to say, things aren't great, and I will not be going to Thanksgiving at her house, which quite frankly is fine with me, but this has started a major rift. So again, I'm just curious, how was she able to see the post I made? Yeah.
Okay, if she makes it and they're friends on Facebook and they're friends with each other, you can sometimes go back to see what other people are doing, even on a fan page.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand how it works. Facebook, I don't get, because they've changed things. They always are changing things in the algorithms and how things work, and I can't keep track of what the hell you're doing.
The lesson is, if you don't want anybody to see any shit, just don't put it up. Now, if you don't care, write your head off if you want.
But in all fairness, if one of her dogs killed the other dog, I think you have a right to be concerned about spending time over there with your pets.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
that dog.
she knew that, but it's just one of those things she can't bring up, so it'll cause a fight. It doesn't mean that you're not wrong, but it just means that if it comes up.
She didn't bring it up. She's talking about it on a forum.
I'll tell you why the one sister's mad with the dogs and all that, because she put it on a public forum and then people saw that and she got embarrassed and she doesn't want her dirty laundry out there. Not everyone wants to, hey, look at me. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm the person that had a dog kill another dog. I get it. I can understand.
Get your house in order.
Well, get your house in order, yeah, but...
These dogs can't be running the show. And if someone's afraid to bring their dog over there, they're allowed to voice that.
But she would say, voice it to me, not on a fucking public forum.
Well, she has, and it causes trouble when she voices it to her. Makes a whole big scene.
Look, I don't
So she
have-
has to voice it on a forum because she can't talk about it to her family. Girl needs to vent.
Look, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, in settings, you must change what people can see. Like, for example, my contacts, my top 10 friends, no friends, all friends can view your likes and posts. So I guess it's in settings. So maybe you just did not have your settings set that way.
Or maybe you just don't even know to do that.
Well, you don't know to do that until your sister gets mad because you're talking about her.
Right.
But, I mean, now you don't have to go up there for Thanksgiving. Party! It sounds like she didn't want to go anyway.
But, probably the problem is she's going to deal with drama from her husband because it sounds like it's probably his family kind of thing. And so she doesn't give a shit because she's like, I don't care to see him anyway. But now he's going to be, and so it's probably more the drama of fighting with her husband because he's going to be, upset. Be like, you ruined Thanksgiving. I wanted to be there and da-da-da. And you had to get, all cute on the KVJ Facebook page.
It's just the fact that it was out there on public. And you're talking shit publicly. And if you're all of a sudden you see that, you're like, fuck. Like, if I'm scrolling down, I see Virginia telling a story I don't want out there. And
which has happened.
Fuck yeah. And it does. It causes a bit of a rift.
Another text you guys said, people who are your friends on Facebook can see your comments on other pages, even if they're not fans of that page. Facebook is just a damn drama warehouse.
It really is, man.
Well, we've all learned something here today.
Yeah, no. I mean, because we do a lot of
shit
topics.
Talking.
Yeah, we do. We ask for people to do a lot of shit talking on their family and friends.
So go in there and change your settings so that no one can see your comments.
Yeah, it is actually a good note.
It really is a good note.
Because this is just coming into shit talking season. Everybody's going to be spending time with everybody. The shit talking has just begun.
And it is. I think it's cleansing to get shit off of your chest.
It
but
is.
You just can't do it on a public forum.
Yeah, somebody texted and said, yeah, I did the same thing with my sister-in-law. I learned the hard way. Oof.
Was they talking shit on social?
Yeah, on like somebody else's page. And she's like, yeah, I saw that nice little comment you left, asshole.
If it's your family, too, because I know on I could go to my sister's and look at her Facebook, and I can trace back every one of her comments, because she doesn't put that much shit on there, and there's not that much to investigate. Believe me, I've investigated people on social media before. So I found out someone had a record.
In your family?
No, I was dating.
Damn.
Back in the day.
Yep. Got this email here from Allison. KVJ, love you guys. Been listening since I was 7 and rediscovered y'all in college. Anyway, I've been in Savannah for 2 years now, and every time Kevin talks about it, I cringe. I bartend once a weekend downtown, and my boyfriend bartends full-time. And from a local's perspective, you never want to go to River Street, and you definitely don't go to Moon River. Yuck, that place has never once had their lines cleaned. But don't fret, I have a list of bars, restaurants, and breweries, including some special bartenders and people you'll want to ask for. I've even color-coded them into 4 areas of town: the North Historic District, the South Historic District, north of the park, south of the park, and the Starland District.
I mean, this girl took on this career like a job.
Yeah, you can now walk with open containers in the yellow and blue areas. But pick a color and bar and restaurant hop. It's the best way to spend time here. Also, please let us know next time you come through. Savannah is so much more than River Street. Don't give in to that hype. Yeah, I did. And P.S. Jason, go fuck yourself.
She didn't answer that one question I had, though. Does everybody in Savannah kind of talk like this?
I said, boy.
I said,
boy.
Would you like to get a turkey leg?
Nothing
Yeah.
is better than a southern fried chicken leg.
I don't think so. When I was there, I never heard one person speak that way.
Too bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I had this whole thing in my head.
Let's go and make it happen.
She said, also, I recommend staying in either the Peregrine or the DeSoto. They are centrally located, and you can walk anywhere from them. And there are a lot of seasonal things that happen, and wine and beer tastings weekly. You just have to know where to look. Yeah, so this is very lengthy that she gave us, and it's fantastic, from bars to restaurants and all that stuff. And one thing that we're doing a lot more of is we are sending out e-blasts twice a week. Now, you know the list that I do on Fridays about the events that are coming up? We put that list, if you're always like going, I missed it, or like I couldn't get everything you said, or something like that, or like what was that event that was here or there? If you sign up for our e-blast, you'll get it every Friday. So it's on there along with some other, like the top 5 videos of the week and things like that. So I would definitely recommend going to sign up for this. Like the one blog that we had posted on Tuesday was all the ideas for the best chicken wing joints in South Florida. And so it just kind of gave you that list if you wanted to start going down. But I'm going to start doing more, rating them and coming up with good lists and let you know, and photos and all that kind of stuff. So a lot more dining, restaurants, bars, all that. So what we'll probably do here is with Allison's list is we'll make a blog and we'll post that up on Tuesday's e-blast.
Okay.
So if you want to get all the great bars and stuff like that, this is a KVJ Nationer's perspective on the best ways to party in Savannah. And I got to tell you, honestly, it is a great town that if you just want a quick weekend where you could go, like you take off like a Friday, maybe a Monday, make it a 4-day weekend. Because, yeah, for a lot of South Floridians, you're talking about it's a 5-6 hour drive for most people listen to us. But, so you drive there on Friday, and I'd recommend you can stop in Daytona on the way and Jacksonville, and that's a good way to break it up. 2 little spots there to, grab a cocktail on the way.
Ugh, I don't like Jacksonville.
There is an area, my cousin who lives there, and I'm like, where do I go? I'm like, clearly your city's a shithole. And I said, so where would I want to go to get a drink? And he said there's like he sent me this street. It's like, I guess the old downtown in Jacksonville that wasn't even on the river or whatever. And it was really cool. They've kind of refurbished it. It's cool, eclectic. So yeah, most towns are like that if you kind of know where you're going. So
okay.
Yeah, and it was cool. We found a cool couple little bars and restaurants down on that street. And so yeah, there's places to go in Jacksonville. Jacksonville just needs you just need to know where to go in Jacksonville. It's a lovely place.
Yeah, you just keep driving through.
Yes, straight through it. It's 6 hours from West Palm to Savannah. That's not that bad.
No, like I said, if you did a 3 or 4 day weekend, and honestly, like you could get there, and if you took off a Friday, you could then go tear it up Friday night. You'd have all day Saturday. And then you could drive home on Sunday or whatever you want to do. But if you really want to get into it, a lot of great history from the Revolutionary War.
Oh, now you're talking about game.
Yeah, there's no Civil War action that actually happened in Savannah. Revolutionary
Wake
War.
up, Virginia.
I'm sorry. As soon as you said Revolutionary War, I'm like, oh.
I was watching a great
And
documentary.
ghost stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
ton of ghost stuff.
I'm telling you, there's this Vietnam documentary I'm watching on Netflix. It's outstanding. It's Ken Burns does it. You ever watch any Ken Burns?
yeah.
The best when it
It's all
comes to
stuff on the
documentary.
Civil War. Love it.
The Civil War was really good.
Yeah,
Sorry, Virginia. We like old people shit now.
we do. Yeah, Jaber and I are going to do a history podcast.
I would love it. I would have so much fun doing that. I just want to do a podcast with you.
I'm so old. That's what I'm listening to right now. I'm listening to a history podcast.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah, I love it, Virginia. It's so good.
There is something
So
about
good.
a war documentary because
So
back
good.
in school, I didn't pay attention, but it's still interesting, and they break it down so nice in these documentaries to where anybody can understand what was going on.
Well, not anybody.
I
I would struggle.
because you're not into it though.
Yeah, but the thing I'll tell you, I mean, it's so amazing. The stories are fantastic. And when they redo a lot of these stories, they're unbelievable. And there was one nugget that dropped, and I'll try to keep this quick so Virginia doesn't fall asleep.
Too late.
But when they started the first day in World War I, they had old battle ways of attacking, but they had new machine guns and didn't know what the hell they would do. The French on day one lost 75,000 men. Can you imagine? I mean, think about that. 75,000 people dead in day one.
Wow.
I mean, that's like Savannah. Imagine if you walked into Savannah and mowed all of Savannah down.
I mean,
with a machine gun.
75,000 people.
I got my sister.
I
I
love how Virginia's faking some enthusiasm. She's like, oh wow, as she's scrolling on her computer. I'm hanging on every
But
word.
could you imagine, like today, if I told you, Virginia, 75,000 people died in one place today? That's kind of a big story, right? Wouldn't that
That's really majorly fucked.
okay. I thought maybe that'd make an impression. It's not
I'm
making an impression.
with you.
I love your stories of war. I think-
75,000 does sound like a lot.
there she is. She's trying to.
I'm trying.
She's trying to act like she's interested.
That doesn't blow your mind. 75,000 people fucking died on day one. You're like going, okay, so what's up for day two?
I think you're losing her, man.
I am. You're right.
This is a war you can't win.
I can't win this war. I am surrendering right now. Sign the armistice. No more history talk on this podcast.
But just for the record, I'd love to do a history podcast with you.
Okay. Thank you. Let's do it. I'd love to.
We'll drink.
Well, I've already lost Virginia. Let me just throw out this Star Wars info for you real quick.
I mean, I can go poop.
You can go
or something.
go poop. That would be a good time
I
for
figured,
you.
you know what? I'm doing this more as just retaliation because you didn't like my stat.
Get her.
I am. I'm going to attack her with Star Wars shit she doesn't care about. You don't like my World War I story? All right, I'll give you Star Wars. I don't like that shit.
War podcast, then Star Wars shit.
What's next? A basketball wrap up?
Yeah, start talking sports.
Yep. I'm gonna do a breakdown of the Buckeye game on Saturday. Yeah. Just so you know, Jay Bird, 2022 apparently is going to be the next Star Wars movie. And that official announcement is supposed to happen in January of 2020. Now, this is why you might care, because I know you're not a big fan of some of the newer movies, and you probably don't really give a shit that The Rise of Skywalker is coming out on December 19th.
I am going. I'm going to watch it so I can,
They're saying in the official announcement in January 2020 about the new Star Wars movie that's coming out, Jon Favreau is going to be doing it.
Okay, that is good news.
He's the guy doing The Mandalorian that Jay Bird loves.
Well, they're finally getting great positive. It was a rough couple years for the Star Wars franchise. It really was.
Yeah.
And this Mandalorian has turned it around.
Okay, so there you are.
I'm in.
So imagine if Jon Favreau did the whole movie.
I would be very excited about that because
2022.
he knows what the fuck he's doing.
There you go. That's what they're talking
That's
about.
great. That's great news.
Look at Virginia.
I really think that the little baby one that they have memes of everywhere, the baby's adorable.
It is little baby Yoda lookalike.
That is adorable. But
They knew what they're doing, and that's going to be such a big seller
a baby Yoda
for Christmas time.
So cute.
Yeah.
Can you buy one of those?
Oh, you will be able to. That's going to be a huge seller
that
for
was
this Christmas.
smart.
Okay, she's trying.
I'm trying.
She's fucking trying. I like this.
It's really outside of my comfort zone, but
Or is it a trap? It's a trap. Trap. You can't trust a Sith, Kevin.
Somebody actually want to know, Kev, what is this boring podcast you're listening to? It's hardcore history, if you want it. And Virginia, if you ever want to check it out, one of the episodes is 4 hours long.
oh my god.
Now you've lost me.
Oh man, that'd be great if we ever had like just you had to like put a dare on. Virginia's punishment would be you have to listen to one whole episode of Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Oh, you would lose your mind.
I want to fight Dan.
I don't think you have it in you. I don't think you have 4 hours. You would fight somebody.
I would fight the narrator.
Okay, here we go. That's a question for me from Lexi. Kevin, why do you hate the No Name Movie Game so much?
Aw.
Is it because it puts you guys behind schedule sometimes or what? I have so much fun listening to that and think fast. What up with that? Love you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I don't hate it. That's not fair at all to say. No, for me, honestly, I just thought that because it's really the only segment that we've had, I think, other than maybe The Dirt. And The Dirt, I think, has even kind of changed names somewhere back in the history if we looked in the annals of KVJ, Kevin and Virginia, whatever it might be, the Wild Morning Show, that it had changed names. So it's really about the only thing that we've had consistently over the course of the show. And I just had figured, okay, people probably want us to switch it up. I mean, we take stuff like Drunk Girl Trivia and pack that away for a while. And
I honestly feel like it kind of got a resurgence when the belt got into play.
yeah.
I honestly do.
And I know people, hey, I want to do, honestly, this show is, KVJ is about doing what people want to hear. That's kind of it. I look at it like, I ain't going to pull that Counting Crows bullshit on you where it's like, I'm not going to play Mr. Jones. If the audience wants to hear Mr. Jones, we're going to play Mr. Jones. I'm going to have a smile on my face. I'm going to love it because the audience is happy about it. So
You care.
yeah, I do care. So I don't hate it. I just am, I'm honestly, if anything, probably the best way to phrase it, I'm just amazed at the popularity of that segment because to me, I would think that would be like going, oh my gosh, it's the same thing every freaking week for 20 years. And I'm amazed by it, but you're right. It's the passion that people have for it. It goes to show you that, and I tell people this, when I talk about radio, I'm like, you could make a fork interesting if you have passion about it. And that is really the core lesson of doing what we do, that when somebody has passion about it, they make it interesting. Sometimes the subject's still completely boring, but the person's passion for it can be like going, I'm just interested in how passionate they are about a completely boring topic.
Like a 4-hour war podcast.
Yes, right.
The other thing, too, about the No Name Movie Game that we do a lot more than we didn't do back in the day is there's a lot of shit talking between you and me, and then we're turning on Denny's, and I think that's a big part of it, too. And you don't really care if you win, but you care if I lose. You see what I'm saying?
No, I care if I win.
Okay, I like it.
I want to win.
Do you?
I do.
Well, that fucking belt's coming home tomorrow, my friend.
I'm still wearing it today, bitch.
I'm bringing it to New Jersey. I'm going to peacock the fuck out of that thing in New York.
You hope.
Who's that champ right there?
I'm wearing it tonight in the Thanksgiving video.
You'll never do it. You're the heartless champion, the biggest heartless champion I've ever met.
Okay, let's see here. We got an email from Ashley in Orlando. She said, hey, I was listening to the podcast yesterday. I heard you talking about your music testing. I actually participated in one of the test market surveys while you guys were in Miami. I lived in Davie at the time, and I have done various surveys for products in the past. I had already been a listener before the move. This survey had me listen to different music choices and asked me something like select one of the following for each song. Like 1, I love this song and want to hear it more. I love this song, but it is getting played too much. I do not like this song anymore because it has been played too much. Yeah, in radio, the term they call is called burn. So they have a stat each song has a burn rating on it. Like it's 80% burnt. Like people are just sick of it.
Do they have a section where it's just like option D, man, this song just sucks balls?
Yes, I never liked this song. Yeah, that's
Okay.
section D. Yeah, so they'll have that. So it'll have positive so they know, do people love it? Is it unfamiliar? Is it burnt? They love it, but it's burnt out. So they do have different categories when it comes to that. I've seen the end results of it. I want to say there were 15 songs. Interestingly, they also played several clips of your show that I was asked to provide feedback on. I think it was around 5 different clips, maybe 30 seconds each, and I was asked to select one of the following, but it was asked multiple ways for each clip. Like 1, I love the content and would like to hear more. 2, I like the content but would like to hear more music. 3, I do not like the content and want more music. And they also asked to follow up questions for each segment, similar to 1, do you think this content is funny? 2, do you listen to the Coast more now because of this content or less? And 3, what time of day do you listen to the Coast? Can't remember all the different questions. It's been a while, but I do remember feeling like it asked me if I wanted to hear more music over your content multiple ways. It was weird. I want to say it was 6 to 8 weeks after you guys started down there, maybe sooner or later, but you were already playing more music than at Wild. And after this, I started noticing you were playing more and more music. Yeah, I remember this. That's fascinating to actually hear this because I sat in a meeting without you guys and they came to me and they're like, yeah, we did this test, on your content. And yeah, it just, it's letter grades. And yeah, you guys are just, it's not testing well. Like
I remember that
And
day.
then they had they specifically, they had played the Ann alarm clock bit. They had used that one where Jaybird set alarm clocks up all over Ann's room and they would go off in multiples of like 2 minutes. And she was so frustrated, which was one of my favorite all-time bits. And, the one guy who's trying to relate to me is the guy that was a corporate programming guy. He's like,
we know.
Personally, I find this bit to be hysterical, but it got a D. He's like, people are just, this is stupid. This isn't funny. Shut up, play music. He's like, people just don't like KVJ in Miami. He's like, it's just, this is not working. And that's why I'm like going, you know what, then fuck it. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But, then I started investigating a little bit more. And that's fascinating because somebody was telling me, he said, a lot of these tests, too, when you're giving the test, you can skew them to get the results that you want.
Of course.
And you can ask questions. And Ashley saying this, I can't remember all the different questions. I do remember feeling like it asked me if I wanted to hear more music over your content in multiple ways. So they're in multiple ways on a new show that was already unfamiliar. They're basically suggesting you'd probably rather hear a song, right? And so they came back like they were just like, yeah, like your show is like, I remember it was like you guys would hate it. It was like, we don't remember ever seeing tests this low, basically. Like it was all these things about like, yeah, just this market doesn't get your show. It's not going to work.
Quit, bitches. We don't want
It was just, and I was like, all right, I get it. I mean, yeah.
Kevin,
and I was like, wow. But I was like, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, if they don't like the Ann alarm clock bit, then yeah, Miami's not going to get KVJ.
I am always nervous when any of those focus group things because you don't know how. That's why I always ask, who's administering the test? Who's taking it? What are they asking? Because you can skew shit to, without a doubt, follow a narrative.
It goes from the questions to the people who's taking it to the person that's reading it. So there are 3 different stages where any kind of survey can become fucked.
And this is what happens when the guy that hires you to come work in Miami quits 3 days after he hires you.
Oh, and if you don't like the show, which they did not,
the new guy came in, did not like it.
There's total ways you could position that whole test and go, well, yeah, I mean, Virginia is really bringing you guys fucking down. Or whatever stat they had. They can do whatever they want to support that. It's bullshit.
Yeah, somebody said, how are your Miami numbers now for the show? We don't even subscribe to the Miami book, so I don't know, because it's two separate radio markets, and that's why we were able to seamlessly bounce back and forth, and one of the reasons it played into that, because when you leave the West Palm market to go into Miami, it's stupid, but it's considered a different market, even though you can hear us all the way down through Miami. Our number one market for KVJ TV is Miami. We have the most viewers on KVJ TV than in any other city. And in fact, West Palm, what is West Palm? Which number is West Palm? Are they number 3? And Lauderdale's 2? What is it? Yeah, okay. So it's Miami's 1, Port St. Lucie 2. You saying what Lauderdale is?
I know we got people who listen to our show in Broward. We have a lot of people.
Yeah.
in
So
Broward.
what is the top 5 on the city? Because we can see, and this is digital view, so there's no doubt on this.
Yeah, the last time I checked, it was Miami number 1, and then it was Port St. Lucie number 2.
Okay.
And then West Palm was 3rd on the list.
Okay.
And then
Do you
I
remember
think
where Lauderdale was?
I think Lauderdale was 5th. I want to
Okay.
say Boca was in there.
Okay.
But yeah, the top 2 were.
But that makes sense because Miami's kind of on the fringe there. If you get really south in Miami, the signal could get staticky. And if you get into Port St. Lucie, I know it's staticky. So, yeah, just plopping on KVJ TV and listening that way is going to make it easier. So it makes sense that those would be the top 2 cities.
That's quite a story, though, because I never heard that kind of detail about what they had said to you about all of our bits. And now that I hear all that and then I hear that email.
Yeah.
You can lead the witness.
I had
man.
suspected that because I was talking to a lot of industry people that I know that do radio at this time. This was going on.
You were like, help.
And I was telling somebody, honestly, we threw probably arguably what I think is one of our better bits, and it came back a D. And he's like, dude, you can't say that's the end all be all. He said, because I've seen where you can skew these things so many different ways that you don't know. And who was the sample? Who was it? He said, it could happen too with Miami. You could have had a room of all Spanish speakers, and they're like going,
we don't get it.
right. So, that is very possible.
It's tough too. Even on my own, with things that I like, I will watch something or hear something, and I may not like it the first time. It may take me 3 to 4 times to warm up to something, and then go, I really like The Office. I hated The Office.
Yeah, and we are. And I told him, I said, honestly, and originally the guy who signed us, we had agreed it's going to take 3 years before we'll even start to, show up.
And that's the guy that quit.
Yes.
A few days
So
after we
that was
started.
the plan. We were going to spend $500,000 in marketing because you need that too. I mean, look at Popeye's chicken sandwich. If nobody's talking about you don't have any marketing, it ain't going to be, working. So you got to have marketing that goes too. So we had $500,000 for marketing, and that came off the table. And then the 3. So we said it's going to take $500,000, and that's the thing right now with us down south. We don't have any presence. We're not there. We're not out. We don't have any marketing. We don't have all that kind of stuff. And so, where our numbers are, if we had a true marketing campaign and we really were attacking Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and out and all that kind of stuff, which we can, and I think we should be, and hopefully we'll get to, that I keep pushing us here to do, because they just don't have a lot of local radio shows. They got, Paul Castronovo, and that's about it.
A lot of syndicated
the Shark,
stuff.
Ashley O's on there in the morning, but other than that, I mean, they just, there's not a lot of, especially a big content show. There's really nobody doing it. They're all syndicated out of New York. For the most part.
Is DJ Laz still at the former Coast?
Yeah, but he's at Hit still, but he plays mainly music.
And that's what he wants to do, too.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what they wanted.
That's what they did want.
That's why they got rid of us.
I'm saying a big content-based show that's really talking about South Florida and, Broward and Miami and all that, a show that's in there doing that. They just, other than Paul, they really don't have that. So
I remember I knew we were fucked. It was, I think, our 3rd day on the air, and I used the term flog the dolphin. And one of our, managers said, you can't say that. People got to get to know you before you say things like that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Flog the dolphin's going to get me in trouble. We're fucked.
Yeah. So
I plan to say way worse tomorrow.
I mean, that's not that, to me, that's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. So that is a very interesting email there and the insides on taking one of those tests.
Yeah, thank you for sending us all those details.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, that was some really good stuff.
Kind of answered some questions too, honestly.
Yeah, it did. And just so you know, I mean, part of the strategy, I'm really pushing hard too. Virginia hears me to this too, and I'm meeting with the salespeople again tomorrow, where that's really kind of our plan is like, let's start getting down south and having events where if you do listen to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and bring a friend out and introduce new people to the show. And
I love it.
I agree with that shit too.
Everybody up here, we can just jump on the Bright Line. It's so easy to get down south now. Like, it should be fluid to go back and forth and touch everybody.
Yeah.
And
so,
I mean touch everybody.
I know we got people in Broward that listen to our program.
Yeah, and so we need to go. And Miami is, because there's so many options and there's so many more radio signals in Miami that it would take legitimately for us to really be a significant player. It would take, like we said, 3 years and a ton of marketing, a very large marketing budget of $500,000. What we originally had when we were going there is what it would take. The original
thing we signed on to, and we said, okay, we can make this work.
Yeah.
Was pulled out from under our feet like a rug.
What a fucked contract that was. When you really think about that, how many holes was in that thing?
So many different ways.
My
I mean, we
gosh.
got fucked up and down.
We really did.
Sideways, with a leg in the air.
We went through it on
on
that
a
thing.
swing.
Yeah, so if we could get that going, and who knows what the future may bring, it's my argument trying to make it happen, and that'd be great. And then in 3 years after that, we'll check the ratings and hope and pray that we are a top 10 show. So we'll see how it goes. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for dialing in. For all your emails, send them to us. mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Have an amazing day, and we will talk with you later.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.